I got infinity money. Yeah.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Beyond the Backboard Podcast, episode 26. My name is Omar. Next to me is Max. Below me is Earl. You might realize there's a slight realignment here. Max promised he would be early for the next pod, and he was. So
1 minute, baby. I was the first one in here.
First one in. Yep.
First one in the gym, last one out the gym. Call me Ray Allen.
Ray Allen?
I feel like Ray Allen was one of those first guys in, last guys out. He's also criminally underrated.
Not the
That guy saved
disrespect,
Braun's
but you
legacy.
could have went with Kobe too.
I mean, yeah, but like that's the basic answer. You know what I mean? I'm not basic. I'm not a casual. I'm not an NBA casual. Only true NBA diehards know about that Ray Allen grind. That Ray Allen saving LeBron's legacy grind.
I mean,
that is so true.
Bron's legacy was saved by a 40-year-old Ray Allen and a 38-year-old Rajon Rondo. Confirmed. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Yo, Earl, what do you have to say to that? What do you have to say?
Only one of those championships pertain to your team, Earl. You can slander the other.
Honestly, for Max, I'm just gonna use his argument against him. Numbers don't lie. Go check the numbers for both series, and then get back to me.
Numbers don't lie. AD was Finals MVP that year.
I mean, it was close, but Bron just had that crazy two freaking takeover games towards the end, so I think that's why they gave it to him. But
if you invert the names, if you invert AD's and Bron stats,
but
it's not close.
I feel like, I mean, if it was based on the whole playoffs, I would have gave it to AD, but just moments in that 2020 bubble when we just had to win games and Bron just start doing, his little takeover moments, I think that's probably what it was. But overall, yeah, it could have went either way, honestly.
I still stand by Anthony Davis was the best player in that series. And I think Bron I think that was what Bron wanted. I don't think Bron ever envisioned being the best player in that series. He was trying to set up AD. Like that ball was going to AD in the clutch moments to hit those fadeaway mid-range shots. And AD was the anchor of that defense. So I believe that's what I believe. But that's besides the point.
I'm gonna pose a question for the both of you because I already know I'm going to get hate for my opinion on it, so I'm not even going to state it, right?
Oh, you get hate for most of the opinions you share on this show.
I know. It's sad, but you know what? Whatever. Anyway, I want to pose a question to the both of you because, well, I'm not sure.
Keep in mind, Omar, we're keeping track of when you mentioned the Knicks for the first time.
I'm not going to bring up the Knicks. Actually,
oh my gosh, let's go.
This actually has to do with the Lakers.
Huge. Okay, let's go.
I'm not bringing up the Knicks, but
I'm excited now.
I was going to say, how do you guys feel about the 2020 championship? Because while yes, there was a difficult situation, the NBA players had to enter the bubble and all of that stuff. I understand that aspect, but there's a lot of people that use that to reason against it. Myself included, which is why I didn't want to say my opinion before.
Crazy to hate from outside the club. I mean,
I'm not trying to hate though, because if it was any other team, I would still pose the same question.
So if the Heat had won, you'd pose that question. You're saying
100%.
You're saying tainted Jimmy Butler legacy.
Yes,
you wouldn't question if the Heat won. I guarantee it.
You know what?
You know the storyline would have been? The Miami Heat overcomes the bubble, survives, and wins their first NBA championship with Jimmy
Overcomes
Butler.
The bubble is so crazy because they were living in Disneyland.
Talking about. But look, this is my thoughts on it. Honestly, it's a championship. Regardless if it was the bubble or not, we were, I think at the time,
we should have gave them a Mickey Mouse ring.
We were a top 3 seed in the NBA. We were winning games at home. We were playing competitive the whole entire year. So regardless, if it was just regular basketball, we still would have won. I have no doubt in my mind. Clippers want to make excuses. Guys want to come on podcasts and talk about, oh, we weren't taking it serious. Then you got other guys on there talking about, like you said, I mean, it's Disney World. Guys were acting like they were dying in there. Like, oh, I just
exactly. That's what I'm saying.
I'm like, bro, if that's the case, if you have guys coming out here saying how hard it was to live there and all the environments and stuff like that, then why are we discrediting it in the first place if it was so hard? But my personal opinion, I don't think. I mean,
why was it so hard? I feel I can understand the aspect of not being around your family. I think that's a very important. I feel like that's a very important part. But we also have to realize the bubble wasn't that long.
It was a couple months.
It was a couple months.
I'm pretty sure.
Why was I under the impression it was like a month, maybe?
Because you're casual.
Yeah, it was like, bro, it was. We had to finish the rest of the season and then go to playoffs. Like it was.
I might have not. Okay, to be completely honest, I probably wasn't in it as much as I was now.
It was a little bit of time.
I remember it like it was a little thing. So excuse me for that.
Crazy.
Excuse me for that. But I'm not trying to. I wasn't trying exactly why I wasn't trying to say anything about it, because while I do think it was kind of like, and okay, I want to be selective with my words here. This is why I'm pausing so much. I'm saying
Earl got short for this one.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
I'm really trying to put the words together so Earl doesn't be like, all right, I'm gonna cook you right now. All the facts right here.
Get as close as I can to Omar. You know how it is.
I have to get off screen to get close to
Omar,
you.
can you see me?
Hey, whoa.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
All right, continue.
No, but I'm trying to no. What I'm trying to say is I don't want to. Okay, fine. I'm gonna rip the Band-Aid off.
Go ahead.
I don't want to use the excuse that it was kind of like people are considering it like a half a championship. People consider like, oh, you're living in Disneyland. I don't want to say that, but I also want to say that there is a lot of players that weren't playing in the bubble at that time as well,
because they weren't playing good in the regular season either.
Yeah, but the Knicks also made it too, so it makes you question. Yeah, we did. We were in the bubble for like one game.
No, we
were in the bubble. I distinctly remember us being in the bubble.
$50 right now. Shake on it.
I'm gonna
$50.
$50
on
Knicks,
and that's why the argument is flawed.
$20. $10.
I could swear to God I saw it one
player.
game.
Give him a my player.
Omar, listen. I give you credit, Omar. Your dreams must be very, very vivid.
I could swear they were.
Hey, I didn't want to say it, Max. I'm not one to call. Well, I did.
Omar's one of those like lucid dreamers. Like he could have swore
that they were this close to winning the bubble.
Being a lucid dreamer is not a good thing or a bad thing. It's not inherently good or bad. It's just a thing.
Because I remember this one game. It was against Atlanta, and it was just
the
like
last game before the bubble, dog.
It was like this blue background with absolutely nobody there. There was nobody in the arena or anything like that. It was just like a regular court. So that's why I thought they were in the bubble for like a moment, but I'm wrong. They were not. I'm wrong. But that's what I'm saying.
You're thinking of like a regular season game for the next season.
Let's get back to the plot. What was the question or the
we were talking about
controversy you were gonna say? No, I'm saying like what was the
the controversy? Me saying that I wouldn't consider it like a full championship, but I also don't want to say that because I don't want to discredit players, right? Because as you said, the Lakers were in third place that year as well. It's not like they weren't on trajectory to make a big run in the playoffs. So that's why I also didn't want to say anything, because it's like, do I believe this more than that, or do I believe in it 50-50? I don't. If I'm believing in something, in my opinion, I can't believe in it 50-50. It always has to be like one way has to slide one other way. Do you know what I mean?
I feel like you can slander them in other ways for that championship.
Okay, go for it, Max.
If Goran Dragic was healthy, they don't win that championship.
I think we win. I think
if Bam Adebayo was healthy. If Goran Dragic and Bam Adebayo played all 6 games, they don't win the championship.
No, we win. It just goes to 7 games.
I don't know. Dragic was nice that year. People forget how good he was, and he played hurt, injured that last game. He tried.
But that was the only reason I kind of rebutted that a little bit is because Alex Caruso was having a tremendous defensive season. Not saying he was going to 100% lock up Dragic, but it wasn't going to be as easy as he had to run throughout that playoff series. There would have been better defensive pressure. As far as Bam, I mean, you can argue. I mean, Anthony Davis was just playing, like you said, arguably, not really arguably, stats by stats, like you said, Finals MVP basketball. If you compare that level of basketball next to Bam, I do think it would have made a difference, obviously. But I just think the way Anthony Davis was playing that year, we got to think this is not the Anthony Davis we see now. He was shooting threes. He had his mid-range bag, his post bag, defense, two-way player. I think with all those attributes plus the way Bron was playing, I still think we win. But I do agree. I think the series definitely would have been a lot more interesting, and it would definitely 100% 7 games. Game on the line. Who wins it will win it. But I'm still confident we would have came up on top for sure.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I think there's other ways you can slander the Lakers for that other than the bubble. There's more legitimate
I agree.
ways.
No, I agree with that take though. Like that's a better way to put it because we can't just be like, oh, it's half a ring. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a championship.
We can't say that. Yeah, we can't say that.
That's just what it is. Under the
I feel like if we're talking about if we're talking about the in-season tournament, if you guys are talking about the in-season tournament, are you guys considering it half a ring? Are you guys considering it half a ring?
No. Why would we consider that half a ring, bro?
In-season tournament.
I couldn't care less. It was fun, but I don't care.
We had the conversation about this. Like it was cool to watch, but at the end of the day, I don't even remember the games in that tournament. Like I just don't care. Like
$100,000 per player is still fire though. Like that's a reward.
None of these guys care though.
I'm saying like that's cool for like the young guys on that team. Like they said, that's the reason they did that, to make sure the young guys on our team, guys who don't have the 100% guaranteed contracts, they get paid. But other than that, as far as like a ring, like we don't care about that, bro. I wish they would never hung up that banner in the first place either way. So
yeah, that was a questionable move.
Give it to the Clippers. They need it.
Unless well
that's a wild statement. They do need it. But
all I'm saying is when they move to the new arena, it's gonna be very empty up there. They're gonna start player pictures up top.
Let me pause because if it's going to become a regular thing where we start hanging up banners for the in-season tournament, I think it's only because that the Lakers were the first to win the in-season tournament that it's corny and it looks like that. But I promise you, as soon as other teams start to win in-season tournaments and like you guys get more competitive, it's not going to look as corny.
I guess, but it's just one of those things. Like it's like I said, not to sound like I don't use this word spoiled or anything, but like it just doesn't move the needle. Like it's cool in the moment, like hey, yeah, cool, but we won a championship. Like the NBA is built to compete for championship. Like that's the ultimate goal. Like I'm not gonna be like, oh, you know what, season success, we won the in-season tournament, let's go.
Well, in the moment you were geeking, don't lie, you were geek. You're like, we're going to the in-season tournament finals, playing Indiana.
But that's what I'm saying. Like I said, like it was in the moment, it was cool, but like long-lasting season objectives, like that's not something I'm losing sleep. Like, hey, we gotta win. But the reason why I liked it a lot because it created like a competitive environment. Like it's not the playoffs, but it's like one loss, you go home, like a March Madness type of situation. So it boosts the competitive nature just naturally because like, hey, we lose, we're gone. That's the part I like about it. But other than that, I mean, I just don't think the banner is like it's not necessary. Like it's cool, but it's just not like like cool, you know.
I have a follow-up question.
Can you imagine if they guaranteed a playoff spot and the Lakers
now
that's interesting. But let me.
Then it's like, how do you measure it? Like, oh, I'm not gonna try it anymore. We played all the way to this point.
Well, then you'd be the 8th seed, and then you'd have to play the 1 seed. There's still be an incentive.
I have a follow-up question. With the addition of the in-season tournament, bringing up the like idea of doing one elimination games, like 1 game eliminations. Do you think it's possible that we start to see that maybe in the NBA playoffs?
Nah,
I'd hate that.
They're never gonna change. They're never gonna change playoff stuff. It's just too historic. I feel like it just wouldn't make sense for our sport.
I still support it should be best of 5s in the first 2 rounds. I still back that. It used to be that way. I think we should go back to that.
I don't know, guys. I don't know because do I like the idea of 7 games? Yeah, of course. I think it's a good idea. I think we should lower the amount of games though, because like
exactly 2 first to 5 series.
It just feels like boom, 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 boom. Like especially if you're in like a really competitive like bracket. Like let's say Miami. I'm gonna just bring up a random example. Miami, Milwaukee. Let's say they go back and forth 1-1, 2-2, 3-3, 4-4, 5-5. I don't want that.
How would it go 5-5? It's best.
I know. I realized that mid-sentence, but leave me alone.
Wait, so you're talking about like the spacing?
I want to shorten the amount of games. In the playoffs.
We can do 2 first to 5s. That shortens it.
So, I know you keep saying the 5s, but what about like 3s?
My question is this: like, are you saying you want to shorten the amount of games so you can space them out,
Yes.
Or you just want them done faster? Like,
no. We want to space them out. We want to give these players more rest. The more rest we give these players, the better for the league and the better for the competitiveness. I don't know.
I was about to say, when it comes to the NBA Finals, bro, I'd be like, dang, there's one game here. You got to wait like 2-3 days, and then this next game.
Exactly.
But it just feels slower pace compared to like the first rounds. I don't know.
Okay, but if you make it 3 games and space it the same amount, that's fire.
I mean, yeah, I think it just depends. Like, obviously, it's just going to be a lot on the first rounds because there's a lot more teams playing. So it's just going to feel like a lot more basketball. I mean, but I see what you're saying. Basically, you want it to be like how the later rounds are. Like, it's way more spaced out, but you want that from the beginning to the end.
Yes. Yeah. And
I mean,
I feel like pace is cool.
I feel like the bigger problem is we need no back-to-backs in the regular season. I feel like players don't care. Like, for the most part, you give NBA players just a day in between games, like every other day, they're going to be fine with that. They just want a day in the middle there, like a rest day. Like, play Tuesday, have Wednesday off, play Thursday, have Friday off, play Saturday. Like, guys are fine with that. That's what they want the regular season to be. Guys don't want to be playing back-to-backs. I feel like that's the bigger problem. We need to rest them during the 82-game season, which they already hate. And if we shorten the 82-game regular season to, like, a smooth 60 games or a smooth 67 games or 72 games, we can make that happen. But the NBA is never going to do that because fewer games means less money in their pockets. So they will never shorten the calendar.
I always found that ridiculous. And I really think it's a good, I really like the idea of the Players Association because they've been pushing for the lower the amount of games for years. The NBA has not budged.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they won't.
I see it happening next deal though, because I don't see a world where the Players Association is going to continue to be happy about this.
I mean, it's the same player association that signed off on the new league, not the award thing, like where you had to play a certain amount of games, and then someone complained about it now.
Well, they thought that would be good. They didn't realize.
Realize how like messed up some of these players will actually.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's the same committee, so I mean,
they cook themselves.
Who is the commissioner? Is it CJ McCollum or is it Chris Paul? Because
I feel like it's CJ now as the head of the players union.
I feel like it's CJ. I was it Chris Paul for a time?
Yeah, which is really funny when you think about it because he's like the dirtiest player in the NBA. But yeah.
Okay. Let's stop that. Dirtiest player in the NBA is like weird, right? Because I think of him as smart. He's conniving as ever. He'll get in your head,
and he will hurt you if he has to.
I don't know.
He'll take a cheap shot at you if he has to.
I don't know. I feel like he's more a snitch than anything else. I just see him like calling the refs every highlight I see. Hey, yo, ref, take him up every single time.
If he doesn't like what you're doing, he'll do a little hip check. He'll throw an elbow. He'll bump stop you. He'll do the little things. He'll step on your foot if he knows your ankle is a little turned up. He'll do small things. I remember this one play. This was an early 2000s play. It was Shaq when he was Yes. Shaq when he was on the Magic, and then Glenn, Big Baby, and he was on the Celtics. Yeah, love that guy. And he was on the Celtics, and Shaq brought his elbow down so fast, so quick, he hit Glenn Davis in the head, like up here, and he was just like. Yeah, and he tried to get up. Doc Rivers, I see Doc Rivers in the sideline yelling at him, "Get your ass up! Get your ass up!" And then he looks at him, he's like, and he's like trying his best to stand up. I fear for that for some NBA players. I don't know, because it gets ridiculously close to that sometimes in today's NBA.
I mean,
well, I'm not gonna lie, Omar. I have no clue what point you're. I have no clue why.
I know what story you're talking about.
We were talking about a little bit. I don't know. We were talking about aggression, and it just made me think about it.
I know what story you're talking about because I literally seen that on TikTok.
Yeah.
Are you being like, oh shit, like players got to stop elbowing each other, which is true?
No, we were talking about Chris Paul doing the injuries and
you were talking about dirty plays. So I guess he's saying Shaq is a dirty player.
I wasn't saying Shaq is a dirty player. I'm saying that play in particular might have been dirty. That was like a horrendously.
I love the diesel, man. It comes with strength. Sometimes you don't know your own strength.
It's like if you get a rebound and like you're bringing the ball back down, sometimes there's just a dude's face is just kind of like right here and your elbow just goes into that.
It happens so many times in the NBA. I just feel like I feel like players are a lot more tough than how like he was like Baby Davis was acting. I'm not saying he's not the toughest dude. He looks built and he looks tough, but I don't know. One thing from Shaq.
Some guys just can't defend as well. Some guys just
you can't.
They're just born with natural post abilities, and some guys are just stronger than others. Shout out to Daniel. I'm sure he knows that firsthand. But anyways, carry on.
I was foul.
Please clip this and send it to him. DM this clip to him.
I am clipping this up myself. We're gonna go back 2055. 2055, Daniel.
2055, the year Daniel could maybe beat me.
I knew you were gonna
carry
on. Earl, who do you compare your game to? What NBA player is your comparison?
Honestly, funny or not, you guys are gonna laugh at this.
TJ McConnell.
No. That's hilarious. Let's see.
Earl shooting the 3 ball. Quick shot.
Rebounding and post game. Honestly, funny or not,
Robinson.
Minus the selfishness, Julius Randle.
Minus the selfishness.
So like a locked in Randle.
Yeah. Like I can go in the post, I can rebound, I can pass, I can shoot 3-point, I can shoot mid range, just all around player.
Okay.
Just a little
Randall's
bit.
not an all around player, but I'll allow it.
Yeah.
You don't play no defense.
Yeah, I'm not the best defender. There's one of my weaknesses.
Okay.
The best defenders,
right. My comparison is Klay Thompson. I'm all defense. I'm all catch and shoot. I'm an elite 3-and-D player, but I can't dribble the ball. Don't ask me to dribble the ball. I can't. I have no dribble bag. I
was gonna say that. Huh?
Omar, know what yours is.
What is mine?
Muggsy Bogues.
I knew you were gonna say Muggsy Bogues or Nate Robinson, but honestly, that's a
I'll give you Isaiah Thomas.
I'll give you Spud.
Work it with a bag.
No, I can't give you Spud Webb.
I'm not. No.
If you can't dunk, Omar can't dunk.
If you could dunk, you could be Spud.
Okay, but you can't. So you Isaiah Thomas.
Okay, all right. Let's take it easy.
These are NBA players.
Yeah. But
better than Randall.
If I actually had to give you guys a player that
you've never seen us play, well, we've seen me play a little bit. But
yeah,
never seen me play.
I know. I'm just saying if I had to give myself.
Okay.
You guys.
I had to give myself a player comparison. This one I actually have to sit on for a second.
Don't you dare say Jalen Brunson.
I'm not gonna say Jalen Brunson. Brunson.
He's one of a kind. Nobody plays like him.
Yeah.
He's my height, but as a post player.
Yeah.
Let me see. Give us your answer. Let's go.
I'm thinking, bro. I'm thinking. It needs a second. It's brewing. It's just like
Corey Brewer.
That actually might be accurate, but because I could shoot, but
Tony Snell.
No, I'm giving you at least something if I'm going on the court for 40 minutes. I think I would be okay. He's a great player who doesn't dunk too much.
Curry.
I wouldn't say Curry. I would say I'm not a great shooter.
Duncan Robinson.
Duncan Robinson? Okay, yeah, Duncan Robinson. Because he's a great shooter, but he doesn't dunk too often. But he doesn't dribble. His handle isn't too great, which again, I'm not too great as well. I have handles, just not the greatest. I have a shot, not the greatest. And I have a mid-range, not the greatest. I'm a three level scorer. It's just
Devin Booker.
No. Not that close. Definitely Duncan Robinson.
Okay. See, I got it right.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, because I was like trying to think of a player like shoots pretty well, not too great of a post player, but can make a play in the post.
Makes a lot of money. Can't play defense.
Julius Randle. Oh wait, you know what? Jalen Brunson.
Yeah, I'm Brunson. Omar is Randall, and Earl is Dante DiVincenzo.
I'll take that. I can shoot really good.
It's about time we bring up this debate. Me and Earl
have DiVincenzo or Kobe White.
Who would I rather have right now?
Ooh, DiVincenzo or Kobe White?
Who do you think's who would you rather have? Well, I guess no. Who do you think's the better player right now?
That's interesting. That's an interesting question.
I saw someone on Twitter say it, and I thought about it. I'm pulling an Omar. I saw it on Twitter, so I'm posing it.
I'm gonna go with right now, like currently right now.
Currently right now, he's a better player.
I'm tempted to say Kobe White, but at the same time, Dante's having some big games this season.
This is hard for me. Like
it is hard. It is hard.
Everything.
Me too. Yo, I swear to God, they're neck and neck. It's not like they're
close. I will say they're close. I think they're
close. Because I was at first I was like, you know what? Kobe White, I might give it to Kobe White. He's been playing really well this season. And then I re-racked. And then I was like, you know what? Dante's been playing really well this season.
I'm gonna give it to slightly Kobe White only because I feel like Dante, this is Dante's ceiling. Like, this is how he's going to play, which is a great basketball player. He's a great role player. He plays good defense. He can shoot the three ball. And he's had big games with or without Brunson, so he's able to play with both or in both situations. Only reason I give Kobe White the slight exception is because his role has been so inconsistent until now, like because of injuries, and he just kind of came up. Like he's three level scorer. He can shoot 3-point shot. Well, I'll say 2 level. He's not really a post player, my fault. He can shoot the 3, the mid range. He's been a really good playmaker too. Only thing I don't know is I'm not sure how great his defense is. I don't really watch Bulls games like that. No offense, Bulls Nation, whatever you guys call yourself. And he's super young, so I'll slightly give it to Kobe, but it's really close to me.
I would also slightly give it to Kobe, even as a Knicks fan. Dude's had like 19 points a game this year.
Yeah, I'm there. I'm there as well. But when Dante's a starter, he will give you something spotty, right? Like he'll give you 30, 38 one night and then 10 the next night. Don't get me wrong, it's probably on efficient shooting, maybe not shooting the ball as much, but I mean, look, the difference is the difference. And Kobe White,
that's a bar.
It is the bar. I'm gonna be honest, it is. And
no, I'm saying that's a bar. The difference is a bar. I like
the difference is the difference. Thank you.
How is that a bar?
The difference is the difference.
It just sounded crazy. I don't know.
Anyway, though,
the majority is the majority.
That's a bar.
That is a bar.
No, it's not.
That's a bar.
Anyway, though, I do give the slight age to Kobe White. He has the age. He's got the time to really develop his talent. And again, I gotta just piggyback off of Earl that like Dante, I love him. Great player. He's been great for us, but I think he's reached his ceiling. Speaking of, you know what? This transitions really well to the next discussion I wanted to talk about. Ceilings. Me and Earl had a 40-minute conversation the other day about the fact of ceilings.
Y'all think have ceilings? I do. You can see my ceiling.
My ceiling is technically a floor because I live in the basement.
Omar's ceiling is his floor.
Yeah.
Now that's a bar.
That's a bar.
Now that is a bar.
No. So, okay, let me get the question across. My opinion on the matter is that I think, while I think Kyrie Irving is the better player, while I think he's the better all-time player, I think Jalen Brunson has the same ceiling as Kyrie Irving.
Look,
Earl doesn't think so.
Before you
talk. Hold on, Earl.
Can I give context though?
Okay, fine. Give context. But I want to hear. I just want to make clear. I want to hear what Max has to say first, and then we can give our opinions.
I want to hear what y'all say, and then I'll make my case. I want to hear what this conversation was.
All I was saying is this is what I was talking about. Knicks fans sometimes get a little defensive. This is what I said.
All right. We're talking in facts.
He was going crazy. Brunson, I'm like, my King Brunson, my glorious Brunson.
And yo, that's LeBron? Excuse me?
I literally don't. I don't glaze LeBron. The numbers glaze LeBron. No offense. Now that's a bar. Anyways.
No, that's not a bar.
Glazing LeBron is a bar.
But look.
Okay.
All I said is skill-wise, Kyrie Irving just has a higher ceiling skill-wise than Jalen Brunson. and I said this 6 times. I said this is not a knock on Brunson because he is a great player. He's one of the best point guards in the league
100%.
right now.
100%.
But skill wise, bag for bag, Kyrie Irving's ceiling is just higher, and that's the case for a lot of players in the league. Like if we're talking about just his levels, elite 3-point shooter, elite mid-range shooter, elite handles, low-key athleticism. Not a lot, but I mean he can get there when he needs to.
More so now than earlier.
Exactly. And all I was saying is like I was just saying that skill-wise, Kyrie Irving just all time, he's just a more skilled player, and that's okay.
Okay. All right. I get you. I wanna let you know I fully understand what you're saying. You got through. You got it. One thing. No, I'm not gonna butt you. I'm not gonna do that. One thing. Define skill. What do you mean when you put skill under a bracket of its own thing? What are you defining it? Are you considering ball handle? Are you considering shooting? Are you considering
define skill, the ability to affect the game on the basketball court in many ways. That's the way I'll define
that's a bar
situation.
Okay, that's a bar. And you know what? We're gonna retweet your bar and use it for Jalen Brunson. Because not only did this man in his first year lead the Knicks to relevancy.
A title.
Okay.
A relevancy. I'm not saying
once again, ignoring Jalen Brunson's whole start of his career, but continue. No, continue.
No. Tell me about the start of his career. Though.
No, I'm just saying, whenever I love Brunson, I said this before, I'm going to keep saying this. Brunson is a great player. I like Brunson. So if Brunson's ever watching this, it's no hate. Okay.
We know there's no hate, Earl, but we're just saying.
I'm just breaking it down. All I'm saying is, you always use these type of examples when we talk about players. And then you brought the example. You said, give Jalen Brunson the same amount of time. At the same time,
yes. And then you schooled me. And then you said Kyrie Irving did it in 5 years. And Jalen is on year 6.
And I understand
you said that.
I understand that he had Bron. I get that. But I'm saying, like,
he didn't
talk about that.
Okay.
But one could argue, like Max said, band for band, stats for stats. Kyrie Irving doesn't win that championship without Bron. Bron doesn't win that championship without Kyrie. It's just a
100%. 100%.
It's a fact.
I'm not saying that at all. But what I will say is, did he go anywhere without LeBron? Did he go anywhere?
Cleveland. You're talking about early Cleveland. He was a rookie.
I know.
3 years after that, it's the Cleveland Cavaliers. Why do you think Bron left the Cavs? They didn't have anything.
I mean, Kai has had some good teams other than that.
Yeah. Okay, Brooklyn Nets. I brought up the point that team was just, beyond other things, that was an injury-prone team. I'm not gonna lie. We all knew that.
And he had a career year in Brooklyn. We're not taking that away from Kyrie.
I'm saying
I'm still saying
he had one of his best 2 seasons as a Brooklyn Net in his career.
Okay, and 100% fact. No dispute about it.
For sure.
Where did they go? Because Jalen Brunson, with an injured, banged up Knicks team, no Julius Randle,
injured Nets team.
Where did they go, bro?
Where did the Knicks go that year?
We're still in that year.
Huh?
We are a banged up Knicks team right now. We weren't a banged up Knicks team last year. We're a banged up Knicks team this year.
I'm saying the year.
We're still 42 and 28.
If we're talking about that year, I'm talking about comparing that year.
I'm not talking about that year, Jalen Brunson. I'm talking about Jalen Brunson now. Because he wasn't playing with the Knicks when Kyrie was in New York.
I'm saying, but that team was injured too.
Homie, I get you. But the Knicks are injured as well. Like, we don't have 3 of our main starters. I'm sorry.
Like, what's the point? Like, what are we getting at?
I'm saying that Brunson is still able to lead his team, even when injured, to a good playoff position and still be a contender. I'm putting contender in quotes right now because as of the moment, we're not. But when we get Julius and OG back, maybe.
But I'm talking about, what does this have to do with saying that Kyrie Irving has a better skill set than Jalen Brunson just naturally? What does that have to do with all this stuff we're talking about?
Let's go back to your definition of skills. Someone who's able to affect the game. That was one of your definitions, right?
Yes.
Okay. Are you denying that Jalen Brunson didn't? I'm sorry. Let me get the word out. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Are you denying the fact that Jalen Brunson didn't do that with the Knicks?
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying at the highest peak, Kyrie's done that and won a championship so far.
Okay, but
within the given years you told me.
I understand. And that's, again, I'm not disputing any of your claims. All of your claims are completely correct.
I'm just saying, but it's okay. It's okay to say that Kyrie Irving is naturally just a more skilled player than Jalen Brunson, but they're both great players.
I don't know if I'd say he's naturally more skilled. I think he's skilled in different ways.
Now I want to hear Mark's opinion. Yeah.
No one can touch Kyrie's handles. He debatably 100%. Has the best handles of any player in the month since Iverson.
For sure.
No one can touch that. And he's also a very, very, very good shooter.
For sure.
But Brunson has skill in different ways. You see the way he plays the post, his stop and start ability, his ability, his footwork ability to control speeds, to angle and finish around the rim, to hit spin jump shots. That's all skill.
Yeah.
It's just a different kind of skill than Kyrie. So I'm not about to sit here and say Kyrie is inherently more skilled than Brunson or less skilled. Like, they're both very good skilled at the things they specialize in.
This is the entire point I was trying to make on the phone with you, Earl. Because while I agree with what you're saying, Brunson is better in different ways. And I said that 3 times.
But you bring up post game. Kyrie is not a great post player and footwork player either.
He is an amazing post player.
But Brunson has nowhere near the handle of Kyrie. So
nowhere near Brunson as far as his post game.
Kyrie does not bang and look for contact like Brunson does. Kyrie
don't show that one alley-oop and think he's a post player, bro. He literally sent me the alley-oop.
First of all, alley-oop is not post play. That's just a drive.
He's not. Kyrie is not playing like back to the basket.
That's what sparked the whole.
Kyrie Irving does play in the. Oh my! So
Kyrie looks. I mean, I'm not discrediting the style of play. I'm just saying.
No, I get it. I get you. I get what y'all are saying, but Kyrie Irving is a post player too. He plays in the mid post. He takes fadeaways. He does footwork in that post area. Takes a lot of mid-range shots. Does footwork. He does that.
Like, that's good as Johnson, bro.
That's his bag.
Okay, but not as good as Brunson.
It's not something he specializes in. Just like that, Brunson has like a dribble.
Kyrie specializes in handles.
Specialize in it.
Kyrie specializes in. He excels in handles. Specializes in.
He's the best handles in the league.
He doesn't specialize in post game at all.
But I feel like he uses those handles. He doesn't look to like
to a certain degree. To a certain degree. Let me backtrack. To a certain degree. Let me backtrack. Okay,
we're gonna have. You know what? I came unprepared this week. So whenever we do,
I told you yesterday.
No. I'm just saying. I am going to have a whole folder of evidence because clips, money talks. So we're gonna do part 2 this. I'm not cutting out the conversation or anything.
Okay, I got you.
We're gonna have part 2 next week as well because I'm gonna showcase to the court Kyrie Irving as a post player because it's there. But continue. Carry on.
I'm not saying it's post. That's all we're saying.
I get that.
Like, Kyrie uses his handles to beat defenders off the dribble and then acrobatically, athletically avoid the center to finish very, very difficult shots.
And that's
great. He's amazing at that. Brunson, on the other hand, tries to back the ball down low, tries to start 10 feet away, 12 feet away, play with his back to the basket, do a spin, do a drop step, take a bump, try and go for the and one, and still finish the shot. It's a bucket either way. They're both bucket getters. They're both going to put
for sure. I agree with you.
They're both 3-level scorers. I feel like we're talking about the same player when we're talking about Kyrie Irving and Jalen Brunson. I personally see when I see Kyrie play with the Mavs and when I see Jalen Brunson play with the Knicks, I see a lot more contact in New York. Do you guys feel that way?
Seeks the contact. That's just part of his game.
That is part of his game. Yes.
More so than Kai, and that's fine. And because Kai is going to hit fadeaway mid ranges, he's going to hit his pull up threes. He's going to hit your shake and bake. He's going to hit your quick left right crossover and just go to the basket untouched. That's what he does. He's Kai.
Yeah,
I agree, but I'm just saying, like, I agree. Okay, I'll give it.
He wants the conversation to end now.
No, I get you. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's just we all have a pain. I agree. It's all good.
They're both elite point guards.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah,
we're grasping at hairs, man. That's all we're doing.
Here's my opinion. Kai is the greater player overall. He has the historical precedent of over Brunson. He's done at this point in his career way more than Brunson has, and probably more than Brunson. There's a good chance Brunson does not accomplish all that Kyrie accomplishes in his career. So right now, precedent, greatness, it's Kai, undeniably. But I will sit here and argue right now in 2024, Jalen Brunson is a marginally better basketball player than Kyrie.
And look, and I will give you guys that. All I'm saying is the skill level is higher with Kyrie Irving. That's all I'm saying.
Again, define. We keep going.
Okay, look. Okay, if we want to bring up handles, let me use this as just.
But wait, no, Earl, hold on, time out, man, time out.
What do you
because
mean?
we keep saying inherently these skills. We just defined two separate.
But
skills.
I'm gonna use an argument that you guys made up about handles that puts them in a different tier.
Gotcha.
When we talk about Kyrie handles, people say, other than Allen Iverson, it's the best handles we've seen in the game of basketball.
100%.
Right there.
No doubt.
Top 3.
And we talk about top players, all-time skill sets. The thing that makes these players all-time greats is because they excelled at one thing that people just could not stop.
Can I be
objectively about basketball?
Something, Earl?
Shaq was his athleticism, his size. Kareem, he had the sky hook. Well, that and his defense. Kareem, he had that little post hook as well. Great defender. LeBron James, athleticism once again. Jordan, people say clutch factor. Other people say all around just greatest player of all time. Just different things like that make them just those type of players, if I'm being honest.
But are those skills?
Hold on.
Is being athletic a skill? Is being clutch a skill?
Depending on how you use it, yeah.
Well, technically, yes. I would say that too.
I would say skills are things that are specific to the game of basketball. Like, how good are you at, what's your crossover game? What's your footwork? What's your mid-range? What's your post? What's your defensive positioning? How good is your, ability to poke the ball loose from somebody? How good is your ability to set a pick?
Could one argue that's
basketball skill.
But could one argue that those go hand in hand? Like De'Aaron Fox is a better player because of his speed. Like his speed allows him to play better defense at times, get out in transition, be a good finisher.
Yeah, for sure.
Like I would say that's not go hand in hand.
I'd say athleticism and skill. You need both to be a good NBA player. But I feel like more athleticism can get you away with being less skilled, and more skill you can get away with being less athletic. It's like a scale. I feel like
in that scale, there's some players that kind of you have to take both of them together to combine it, is what I mean.
For sure.
In special cases. Not all the time, but I do agree with you. It is definitely different in some circumstances. But you have some outlier players that are like, okay, they have to use both, and using both made them a great player, is what I mean.
Yeah. Like, I would not say Brunson is especially athletic.
Yeah, but he's a skill player. I get what you mean. Yeah.
Right. It's like Kyrie is more like balance of both. Like, he's very skilled and very athletic. Brunson is less athletic, but you could honestly argue that because of that lack of athleticism, his skill level needs to be higher in order to compensate and balance that out. So if you're talking about just purely skills, you could argue that Brunson is more skilled than Kyrie because he is so much less athletic. And that's not to take away from Kyrie. Like you said, it's not easy to be athletic. It still requires an insane amount of training and repetition and wear and tear on your body and fighting through that. Like, that's not a knock to say oh, he's good because he's athletic. That's not a knock on the player at all. But we're not talking, when you say specifically skill, I think you have to look at the guy who's less athletic and putting up the same, if not arguably better statistics and better value on the court and say his skill, there's a reason why he's able to do that, because his skill set, his basketball specific skill set is so much higher.
Okay. So wait, hold on. I just want to pose this question before we go into one more other thing, because I wanted to say this, but I instead wanted to kind of turn it into a question.
Yeah.
Do we think Kyrie has the same career trajectory if LeBron never went to Cleveland?
I don't know.
No.
I mean,
but Bron also doesn't have the same career trajectory.
Yeah, it's just those type of questions. It's just we can speculate what ifs all the time, but we're never gonna get answers from those.
Okay, all right. How about this? I'll pose this.
I don't know. I mean,
LeBron's coming off of 3-peat in Miami.
No, he's not.
2-peat. Sorry. 2
and 2-peat.
2-peat. I'm sorry. I misspoke.
No, you good.
He's coming off a 2-peat in Miami. Imagine he just wants that third. Let's just imagine, just for conversation's sake, he wants that third. Doesn't go to Cleveland. He stays in Miami to get that third. Does LeBron get that third?
Well, remember, because it wouldn't be 3 in a row. It would just be third overall.
It would be third. Yes. It would be third. Okay. That's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying. That's
Miami
what I'm asking.
Bosh, I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Why not?
Maybe.
Most likely, guys.
Wade and Bosh was starting to tail off.
Go down.
That Spurs series, those 2 Spurs series, they weren't the same players. And it's like, we know what we know now. Like, Bosh wouldn't play that much longer because of his heart condition. Yeah. And Wade would start to hit that decline because of his knees. So
I think
in hindsight, it was probably the right decision to go to a little younger team in Cleveland and play with Kyrie.
Definitely.
Yeah. I think at that point, like, not saying, I don't know what Bron's thought process, I can't speak for Bron, but I think the only way that Cleveland was going to get better is for Bron to leave and that team just completely lose so they can draft somebody. Because all these interviews talk about how Bron tried to get people to come to Cleveland and nobody wanted to come there. Like, y'all heard like the Paul George story. Well, that was different. They just didn't want to.
Paul George, there is a trade, and apparently he wanted to go through, and he was already down apparently, but the team didn't want to trade.
Yeah, but then free agency, Bron always talking about like nobody wants to just actively come to Cleveland. The only way you're getting there is a team shipping you off there, or you're getting drafted there. So I agree with Max. I think it was probably just the best time for him to leave. Like you said, obviously we know like different factors that they didn't know, the Bosh situation. Yeah, but we all seen Wade was kind of like getting to that point, like, okay, like
he wasn't the Flash.
Yeah, it's not Flash, it's just D Wade now, which is still a good player, but it's not what he built in Miami, like the culture he set like those years. So I agree.
Yeah,
people honestly underrate the fact that Wade was the best player on a championship team. Like, I feel like that needs to be talked about more.
And,
like, that was legit.
Yeah, Wade I want to bring Shaq year. That was impressive. Wade and Shaq, bro.
And they beat Dirk. Did they beat Dirk in that finals? I think they did, right?
Yeah,
they beat the Mavs.
I think so. Yeah. Wait, did they?
I feel like they did.
If that's the case, that's a crazy.
I might be tripping, but I feel like.
Wait. The Mavericks were. How many times did the Mavericks go to the finals against Miami?
I think twice. I think they went in 2006 and Miami won, and then they went in 2011 and they won. I might be wrong. What are we talking about? I'll Google it.
Yeah.
2006 NBA.
But I want to pose this question before we answer that one, because now that we're talking about,
you're right.
You were right. Yeah. Okay. So now that let's discuss the possibility that Cleveland isn't an option, because now we're talking about, does LeBron's career stay the same if he doesn't go to Cleveland? Right. Let's pretend Cleveland's not an option anymore. Let's go on strictly a hypothetical conversation. Let's say if LeBron goes to New York, joins Carmelo Anthony and Amari Stoudemire. What happens there?
Honestly, at that point, whatever team Bron went on, they probably had a good chance to win a championship with the prime version of LeBron he was in.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
That's
the entire point I'm trying to make. Yeah. Because while LeBron is able to do that, and while LeBron was able to go to a different team, whatever team he wanted to go to, if Kyrie goes to another team, let's say Kyrie goes to Miami, does that guarantee them a championship with Kyrie and Jimmy Butler at the wheel?
I mean,
at what point in his career?
Yeah, I don't know.
Let's say now, strictly argumentative now. Let's say now.
Now, no.
Who are he giving up to get him?
Are you talking about trade or just going inside?
Just going, man. Just going. He's there. Everybody stays the same. He's there. He doesn't
go. Considering they need a guard, I mean, it will put him in a prime position. We're talking about adding a top scoring guard. He can create his own offense. That's something that he struggled with. I don't know.
That puts them right with the Celtics.
That's the difference between LeBron and between Kyrie.
I mean, that's the difference between LeBron and everybody.
Kyrie is on the same level of LeBron.
Yeah, what do we? That's LeBron and everybody.
But I'm trying to say Kyrie doesn't have the same effect. So
of course,
nobody
does. He's Bron. There's a point.
That's
I don't
just
get
what
what you're trying to say.
You don't.
Nobody's gonna sit here and say, "Yeah, Kyrie Irving If you see him here,
I'm saying if Kyrie doesn't,
LeBron, you're gonna get a championship. That's just not real. Nope.
I'm saying
I can't say that about
I'm
a lot
going
of guys.
I'm going off of my question from before,
Look what
where
Paul
I said
George and Kawhi. Paul George and Kawhi. Kawhi came off a championship, went to the Clippers, got Paul George there, and they haven't even won a championship.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying, like, it's just hard to apples to oranges. Just comparing things like this. I don't know. They're fruits, but
it just goes off
different.
from my question. It goes off from my question I asked before about Kyrie. Does he have the same career trajectory as LeBron? That's what I asked, right?
Yeah, but I don't get why you asked the question.
I don't get the the point of the question.
There doesn't have to be a point. I'm just asking a question. Why does it have to be a point to everything?
Why do we spend 10 minutes on it?
Because we could talk about it. Why not? We're on a podcast. We can talk about it whatever the hell we want.
No, I'm just saying, like,
I could talk about fucking Palestine if I wanted to. Nobody's gonna care.
I'm just saying, I feel like you were trying to connect something, and I was just trying to figure out what the we're taking.
Respectfully, we're digging too deep. I was just bringing up a question.
I'm just saying, like, we were in the Brunson Kyrie thing, and then it turned into Kyrie Bron or.
And then we were talking
legacy here and there. I just got a little bit lost in the comparisons. That's all.
I get you. No, 100%. I was just trying to bring up different scenarios.
Right. Kyrie does not guarantee them a championship any more than Brunson does. If either of them went to Miami for some reason.
Honestly, if Reeves went to Miami, they win 6 championships in a row.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
And only Reeves. Only Austin Reeves.
Yeah.
Austin Reeves is objectively the greatest player ever.
Now, Dante, you sent Dante to Miami, they're winning 18 rings. Easy.
Dante? Yep.
Yeah.
Easy.
That is true. Yeah. They're beating the Celtics total by himself.
Damn. Mm-hmm. Imagine, actually, I know you brought it up as a joke, but imagine Dante DiVincenzo in Miami. He would be laying shit. Imagine Dante DiVincenzo in Miami Heat culture.
What culture? I was playing.
That's crazy.
His hair would fit in with the red.
Yeah.
The Heat culture conversation is so funny. I'm sorry.
I know, right?
Heat culture.
I love teasing it because Heat culture is definitely a real thing, but it's like that's all the Miami Heat use.
Heat culture or Wade County. I'm going with Wade County. I'm sorry. I
think it just sounds better.
It sounded better than Heat culture.
It does.
People were legit calling it Wade. Like, that's like Max said, Wade is so underrated, bro. Like,
he's done so much for the Miami Heat, bro. He has done so much.
Crazy career, man. And if I'm not mistaken, I think he led guards in steals. That's a real stat, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. I think so, yeah. He wasn't a good one-on-one defender, but he got a lot of steals. He was a good steals player. Steals and blocks. He's he's like a stocks defender.
Maybe I should make a Dwayne build. I'm just playing.
Hey, yo. Dwayne Wade build on 2K? Oh, man.
That's just every build.
Yeah. Honestly, yeah. No, it's the two-way goblins.
Honestly, Paul George ruined 2K. Because every single 2K build is just Paul George.
That's so... Oh, yeah.
You know, every time we play, usually we see some type of Paul George face scan like build. It's hilarious.
Every single build is Paul George. It's 6'8", 6'9", shoots, dunks, defends, does everything, has enough of a bag. It's just like the prototypical, like, perfect NBA player.
You're going to love my new build today, Max, when we play in a minute.
We're about to play, yeah.
Goodness. It's going to be... Please, Earl, I mean this with the almost due respect. Stop bringing out the Markelle Fultz build.
Yeah, please, stop doing
What's the Markelle Fultz build?
It's your short point guard with the dreads.
Oh, you guys want a more dominant player?
We need you. I need you.
Well, here. Well, I think it's gonna go well because I just made an SGA build. Max has his current shit build. And then Earl has his new big boy build. So I think we're about to do some work. And Max, before you say anything, you have absolutely no defense. I don't want to hear it.
I got tired of watching Omar get out.
If you give me a guard who's 6'6" or smaller, I'm chilling.
Bro, look, this is what I said. I told what's it called? I made a center. Omar inspired me. That game where he literally gave up 10, it was like 10 plus boards in a 3v3 game.
Yo, that was crazy. But we saw the same, and we saw the same people. I redeemed myself on the rebounding aspect. Come on.
I mean, that first game was
crazy. Yeah, I know.
That was retirement worthy. That was like one of Kobe's games before he retired. One of his like 1 for 17 games.
It's like that meme. It's like that meme. Fight back.
Bro, I love how I was freaking like jumping at the ball almost every single time. This guy, it didn't matter. This guy grabbed it, tipped it, something. Look, he was on point that game, but it never happened again. It never happened again.
Omar got that Hassan Whiteside build.
Oh hell! You were just calling me LaMarcus Aldridge. Now you're disrespecting.
And don't worry,
that one game was Hassan Whiteside.
Don't worry, if you pass the ball, I won't miss. I got you.
Okay.
Look, I always hold it down on defense. That's all I'll say.
Always, sometimes. Always.
Sometimes. Bro, sometimes I'm our only defensive player on the floor. Most time. Okay.
Only when it's
just most 3v3s.
Only when it's just you and me. That's not when Earl's around.
Oh man. That is true because we do.
Earl is a defensive defense.
But this is the first build I've actually made. Like, we just started talking about 2K, but we're 5 minutes in. Like, anyways,
we're 2K pod now.
Yeah,
we are 2K pod.
This time I made a defensive build. He has really good defense, but I can still score. But I'm not like I'm gonna dribble for 30 seconds type of build. That's all.
So if I'm throwing you an alley-oop, you're gonna catch it.
Yes, and I can throw alley-oops too. I got good pass accuracy.
Nice. All right, so you throw them to me then.
Yeah.
So you're trying for a Jokic build? Do you have like a 3-point shot?
I can shoot.
Yes, I can shoot. All right.
I can do everything. But Jokic don't play defense like me. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. Can I just bring this up in the last 5 minutes of the pod? Jokic should win MVP. I'm on that.
Shouldn't?
No, he should.
He said
he should win MVP.
Okay.
He's my MVP right now. But I will say it was brought to my attention that he's on a generational run of terrible defense, and that's actually true. He plays right now. He's not playing any defense. He has played very good defense in the past because I looked it up. He had based on defensive Raptor, he had the 4th best defensive season of any player in the last 10 years. A couple of years ago, behind only Gobert's prime defensive seasons. So he is a very good defender. He has it in him. I'm sure when the playoffs start, he will play defense. But right now, it is literally a layup line on him. Any team the Nuggets play you watch, they just go. It's just layup lines in the paint. Yeah. They still win because they're that good. But he's not playing defense right now.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think
fair enough. Yeah,
this
is not being talked about because literally Isaiah Hartenstein, love him, dropped a career high on him, just walking to the paint and just laying it up on his head.
Amazing, by the way. Just gotta say.
I mean, like I said, Jokic is still good. He still had a triple-double in the first half and cooked us and they won the game. I'm not trying to argue anything more than that. I'm just saying right now, and for the last month or so, and probably to the end of the regular season, he's playing negative defense. He does not jump. He does not leave his feet defensively at all. And it's really funny to watch, especially because
I agree.
The Nuggets. There's levels to this, boys. The Nuggets are so good. Their best player doesn't have to play any defense, and they still win. That's how crazy that team is.
That man, and Jokic, he's the king of the heat check shot, boy. Even in the whole playoff, bro, that whole playoff series, every single shot that Jokic was fade away 3, step back, boom. It was pretty much it was gonna go in. Even when we played them last time, crazy step back, boom, heavy contested, boom.
He shoots like Michael Kidd Gilchrist.
I'm bro, what? But I want to bring this up too before we end. I just had a question. All right, so
yes,
it is 2K related, but I want to hear right here in person about this altercation that happened when I was not online about the whole defense who wasn't playing defense and you guys leave it out of
we're gonna rehash this.
I want to hear it to end off today. I just want to hear this because I just want people to know 2K beef, it just happens. It's not even beef, it's just funny.
It's not even beef. It's just a little disagreement me and Max got into about
we'll start with Omar. Let's hear Omar's side first. Omar, tell me what happened.
So we're leading 7 to 18.
Okay.
7 to 18.
Wait.
No. It was
7. It was 20
or 20-7, whatever.
27. Yes. I'm sorry. 27.
Were up 20-7.
We were up 20-7 in twos. Make it take it. I've just proceeded to hit, I think, 2 3-pointers in a row, and I'm on take.
Yes. And
y'all end up losing this game?
We ended up losing the game. Yes.
Oh nah. Okay.
It was bad. It was so bad. It was bad. It was. Oh man, you're gonna hear it.
Okay, Omar, you go first. You can go first.
That's what I'm trying to say. So, I took a bad shot. I took a bad shot towards the end. I was going in. I thought hero ball. Completely selfish. 100%. First time, boom. Second time,
wait.
Max is completely first and second time. Max is completely open. I don't see him at all. I'm tunnel visioned right now because I'm fuck it. I'm gonna score it on these dudes. I don't know because I did it 5 times that game. Max, I did. Okay, three. I did 3 times. I got like 3 contact dunks on them, but still, I took a stupid shot. The first shot was stupid, and then like I didn't see him the second time, and then they took the ball, and then it didn't leave their hands. Wait, literally they scored every single time. We both sucked on defense afterwards. Like, it was bad.
Omar, did you say you played hero ball? Did I just hear you correctly? And say, then I have no problems. I have no case. That's all.
Yeah, I played hero ball because I looked back at the clip. I looked back at the clip because what I had a problem with, the only thing I had a problem with was because you were saying like, yo, that was completely on you. I was like, bro, we both played bad defense. We both played bad defense. You cannot.
My point was that you tried to play hero ball and take the last shot because you wanted to end the game and you got cocky.
Yeah, I did. 100%. That was 100% true.
We're done.
We're done.
That's it. Roll the music. Roll the theme music.
Thank you guys so much for watching this episode of the Beyond the Backboard podcast. If you are new around here, please do hit that subscribe button.
Bro,
we only have 20 subscribers. You can be our 21st subscriber. And if you do, let us know and we'll pin your comment and give you a cookie. We got this episode going up on Spotify. If you're listening on YouTube, we got this episode on Spotify. And there will be hopefully short form content if I bother to do so because I'm lazy. And
we are going to do it together. Yes. We're going to collab.
Drag myself out of the mud to do at least some short form content soon. Next week, we'll be talking about we'll be talking about Rajon Rondo and Ray Allen. I don't know. Maybe we will. Maybe we will.
Rajon Rondo and Ray Allen.
We'll keep you on your toes. You never know.
But for sure. But for sure, I want this for sure. Next week, we will be talking about our part 2. We will be talking about this debate, Kyrie versus Brunson.
Yes, we will continue.
So if you guys are interested in that debate at all, I know me, Earl, and Max, we both had a lot of interesting points. Like, this is going to be some great short form content. I got to save myself. But
I cannot wait for the Kyrie.
The court will be open. The court will be.
And the mic will be open to everybody.
We will have the court of appeals. Earl will show his footage of Kyrie Irving being a post player.
And that's about it, guys. Thank you guys so much. Again, tune in Spotify, YouTube, wherever you get your content. And peace.
I got infinity money.